there's consciousness and beingness and awareness and here-ness, nowness, whatever label you want to put on it, but just it's not divided. But the mind will say, you know, my consciousness is refined to me. So this is my consciousness, my experience of consciousness. And it would clearly be different to somebody else's experience of consciousness. Mind will say, understand, mind can't experience consciousness. And it makes up this bullshit about everything.
Right.
It makes up stories about everything. Whatever it can do, the mind, whatever it can do to keep this seeming isolated individual intact, to seem real, it will do. It will do. It will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like having two separate waves on the ocean, both claiming to be individuals and separate and isolated from everything in the universe. It's all one, the waves. I know that's a very common analogy that gets used, but it's common because it's good. Yeah. Or imagine waves crashing and there's droplets of water flying around everywhere in the air. And each of those droplets are believing they're an individual little drop, separate from everything. And while they're flying through the air, they might believe that. Yeah. And a lifetime for a droplet might be 3, 4, 5 seconds. There might be a whole lifetime for a droplet of water. I'm making this up, obviously, right? But it's not until it drops back into the ocean that would disappear. That seeming separate would disappear. There'd be other droplets all saying the same thing. Clearly, I can't be the same as you because I'm over here and you're over there and I can see you, says the droplets of water. And then they touch down on the water again and there's no droplet.
Yeah.
No droplet anymore, is there? It's all just, as soon as that droplet hits the ocean, the water becomes the ocean again, doesn't it? It's not like that little droplet mixes in with the water and hangs around as a droplet in the water. Yeah.
It's like the more you're saying that, the more I'm thinking of death for some reason. Yeah.
It's a funny concept, death.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because we think I'd like to think that we like to think that person that dies is this little droplet that hangs around, like they're still there, like, but it's just the ocean. But the mind really doesn't like that.
Because it creates an individual. Imagines an individual. Creates a story about an individual. And then wants the story or the individual to, be immortal. Ideally.
Yeah.
Ideally. Because that straight away eliminates death, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if it's just a story, it's neither mortal or immortal.
Mm.
You're not the mind. You're not in there. You're not that story. You're not what it's saying. And that has to be seen. It's amazing it's so difficult to see it. Like,
Like I noticed, like I need to see it over and over and over again, because the more I don't, the more it fuses. That's what it feels like. The more that me feels real.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we say, yeah, I'm conscious,
Mm-hmm.
I'm alive, I'm aware, I'm seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. No wonder the me feels real. No wonder it feels real. But this me that it makes up that's saying I is not real. That's what I meant when I was speaking with Jean. You know, there's the mind hijacks this presence, awareness, beingness and calls that me. And that's why me feels real. It's just that this presence, awareness, being is not the me. But can't be denied, can it? It's just not the me. The me's a story. See that.
Hmm.
You can't even change the story. You can't.
Sure can, yeah.
Might be able to reframe it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll still all be contained in duality. Oh, I thought I was to blame for when I got sexually assaulted. Oh, now I see I'm not to blame. Oh, that's that. Now that's reframed. It goes from feeling guilty about yourself and hating yourself. Yeah. Now we'll reframe it. Oh, fuck. The prick was the guy who did it to me, not me.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of been reframed, but it's still in duality.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
You play around with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But however you play around with it,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to swing from one post to another.
Yeah.
One polaric opposite to another, or somewhere in between. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why we attempt to try and change something that we can't for the majority of our life is absurd. That we keep trying to do it. We keep trying to do it. It's like turning up to a hot stove every day, your whole life. And this time, before I put my hand on it, I'm expecting to feel nothing. Ah, damn. Really? Really? We try and try and try and try and try to alter this that goes on in here. We try so hard. Yeah. I'll even venture into meditation, and hopefully all that will, okay, I can't change it, but maybe I can still it. You know, and people have, you know, limited amounts of success with that. Then they come out of meditation, and there it's back again. Can't wait to go and sit in meditation again. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I'm not saying meditation is completely useless. I'm not, but you know, if you meditate on the meditator, I'd go, great, do that. Who's sitting here meditating? Meditate on that. Yeah. So it's, you need to come to see whether or not it's me that's aware of the mind, or there's just awareness of the mind. And me is the mind. And it's only a thought that says it's me that's aware of the mind. That's only a thought. Now, if you can be aware of the me, then it can't be the me that's aware of the mind.
Just like that.
Yep. It's as simple as that.
It's like that thought. It's like, that's just a thought. Drop that thought, and then being aware of that as a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last thing we see for most of us, yeah, is one that's going to drop that thought. It's me that's going to drop that thought. It's still a me. Yeah. This me that's now going to contemplate consciousness.
Yeah, that's the hardest one.
Yeah, but that's the primary one.
Yeah.
That's the one we're trying to spot.
Right.
Yep. All the other stuff is kind of negligible. It's just thoughts are happening.
Yeah.
You know, but we failed to spot the me thought that says, thoughts are happening. We think that's the me that says that. Thoughts are happening. That's thoughts too, for God's sake. Yeah.
So just see that.
It's pretty simple. This is not complicated. The mind wants to complicate this. It wants to complicate it. It so wants to complicate it. This is so simple. When it finally dawns, your jaw will hit the ground as to how is this missed? How is it even possible that this can be missed? I guarantee it. I guarantee it. How can but you got to come to see what you're not. Have to. Yeah. Which means there's something there that can do that. It's just not the me that can do that.
Right.
Don't try and work out who and what you are. Try and work out who and what you're not. Yeah. Yeah.